third UFC pick of the night. Big pay-per-view event, if you're not aware. Big money to be made tonight. I'm not making your picks though. We got Petr Yan versus, what's his name, Justin?
Jose Aldo.
Jose Aldo. Oh yeah, Jose Aldo, I know him. Send it over to the creator, the host of Thicker Than Blood podcast, fellow New Jersey native, Justin Morieko. Take it away. Tell us what to bet.
What's up, everyone? Justin back, Thicker Than Blood podcast, coming in as a guest spot on Kyle Kirms' YouTube channel. Make sure that you're subscribing to the both of us. This is my picks for UFC 251, the first title fight on the card for a vacant belt at Bantamweight. We got Petr Yan, I think that's how you say his name, versus the legend from the featherweight division, Jose Aldo. This fight is absolutely spectacular, and I'm going to tell you why. You take Petr Yan, who's coming in. A lot of people have him as the favorite, which I believe the betting odds are on him as the favorite. This guy's 14-1. He's young. I think he's like 26. He's coming in, and this guy on his feet looks so f***ing good. His boxing is crisp, and he's so dangerous. You take Jose Aldo, you got a legend over here fighting for the vacant belt. Remember, this belt was held by Henry Cejudo, who just retired, who won 2 belts simultaneously. He had the 125 belt and the 135-pound belt. Just fought Dominic Cruz, ended up winning the TKO, and then relinquished his title. If you look back a couple events ago, I believe it was UFC 250, you watched Corey Sandhagen versus Aljamain Sterling. Now, if you ask me my opinion, personally, I believe that that should have been for the actual vacant title. Aljamain Sterling has looked absolutely spectacular. So has Corey Sandhagen. The both of them looked absolutely fantastic up to that fight. And then Aljamain Sterling comes in, he f***ing wins and looks amazing doing it with a first round rear naked choke. Corey Sandhagen took the loss like a champ. Aljamain Sterling comes out. He knows, in my opinion, that guy is right now the bantamweight belt holder. But these two guys are fighting for the vacant belt that Henry just relinquished. Petr Yan on his feet looks absolutely spectacular and dangerous. Every time he fights, every time he is striking, he seems so patient with every strike that he throws. His boxing is crisp. He waits for the perfect moment. If you watch his last fight with Uriah Faber is a little bit older, still very quick and very dangerous, looked awesome. He had a victory over Ricky Simon before that and looked great doing it. Petr Yan picked this guy apart. Absolutely demolished him. Uriah Faber's face was a f***ing train wreck afterwards. Petr Yan looked like he didn't even get into a fight. He was patient, he picked his strikes, and I believe he ended up winning that fight by knockout. And then you look at Aldo's last fight, and as I've said before, you're only as good as your last fight. Aldo, in his last fight, it was his bantamweight debut. He comes in and he fights the guy that lost the vacant title fight against Henry Cejudo, #1 contender, Marlon Moraes. Unbelievable fucking fighter who has beaten Aljamain Sterling. He has looked spectacular. He comes in and he fights Jose Aldo. These two go at it. It was a 3-round fight, not a 5-round fight. A lot of people believe that Jose Aldo won the fight, me being one of them. I love Marlon. Marlon's from my area. He trains in this area where we are located in New Jersey. This guy looks absolutely spectacular. In that fight, it was very close. I just felt as though Jose Aldo had won. But the judges ruled in favor of Marlon. Afterwards, in the post-fight press conference, they come out, Dana says, I believe Aldo won. Henry believes Aldo won. We're gonna give Aldo the next title shot. So Henry was supposed to fight Aldo, that fell out, and then he ended up fighting Dominic Cruz and winning, relinquishes his belt. Now we have the vacant title fight here between Yan and Aldo. If Aldo comes in and fights the way he used to fight in the featherweight division, with the leg kicks are so important here. He hasn't been doing them, and I don't know why, and it's driving me absolutely f***ing insane, because the way that Yan fights, he does leave his leg open. And if Aldo goes in and kicks that leg the way he used to do it, if you go back and watch the fight with Frankie Edgar, holy shit. Those leg kicks were knocking him off his feet. If Aldo comes in and lands those leg kicks the same way he used to, it's gonna look like it's gonna be a long night for Petr Yan. But if you want my pick, Aldo wasn't doing that. I'm going based off his last performance. If that same Aldo comes in and fights this Petr Yan, I say Yan wins. It's a 5-round fight. I actually think that Yan is also going to win this by knockout. If I were to pick a round, I would say round 4. And the reason why is this too. Aldo looked like he was on the verge of death when he cut down for that last that last fight against Uriah Faber. No, not Uriah Faber. When he fought the last guy, when he fought Marlon Moraes, he looked like he was on the verge of death. So, if he has a bad weight cut coming in here, that's only going to make his chin weaker. He's been knocked out before. I think Petr Yan knocks him out on the feet. I'm calling it round 4. Knockout Petr Yan, knockout round 4 against Jose Aldo. That is my pick, UFC 251 for the vacant bantamweight belt. I am Justin, at Justin_Morieko, at Thicker Than Blood Podcast. That's on Instagram. Go to my YouTube channel, Thicker Than Blood Podcast. Go watch my combat chat series, watch everything, subscribe. Justin is out.